Hey everyone, let's talk about the real cost of owning tech. This is an interesting subject and it's one that not enough people are talking about, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Please do leave a comment below. Talking about the real cost, we could talk about computers, tablets, laptops, etc. But let's be specific in this video and talk about the real cost, the true cost of owning a smartphone. So this is my iPhone 17 Pro Max. It's been out for a week or so, and my YouTube feed, I'm sure yours is the same, it's just full of iPhone 17 related videos. And in all of those videos, the YouTubers are talking about the price. And that makes sense. If you're looking at a new phone, you want to know how much it's going to cost you. But if we're pedantic, what they're really referring to is the initial cost. The true price of a tech product, such as a smartphone, is the price you buy it for, then your depreciation over time, and then the price you sell it for. And there's a lot of factors in that, if you're buying new, if you're buying used, if you're keeping it for 6 months, or if you're keeping it for 5 years. But I just want you to think about the real cost here. How much is it going to cost you on a yearly basis to use that particular product? Now, iPhones are a good example because they hold their value well. The pricing is quite consistent and the used market is quite consistent with prices as well. I had the iPhone 15 Pro Max a few years ago. It cost me £1,200. I had it for a year, and then when the 16 series came out, I sold it and I got about £700. So to have that iPhone 15 Pro Max for 1 year, it cost me £500. So that was a £500 a year phone. And it will be very similar with the base model of the iPhone 17 Pro Max this year as well. Now this is the extra storage option. This is the £1,400 version with 512GB of storage. So I should get a little bit more, but I won't get all of that additional storage cost back. So I'll maybe get like $775. So my yearly cost for having this particular phone is going to be higher. So Android, this is the Honor Magic 7 Pro. Fantastic phone that I bought earlier this year. I think it cost me about $700. It's not been a full year yet, but if I sell it after a year, I suspect I'll get about $400. Maybe a little bit more, but let's be prudent and say $400. So that is effectively a £300 a year phone. It is something you have to think about because the depreciation can be harsh. A few years ago, I had the Samsung Fold 4, and I think I paid £1,500 used. I mean, it was like a £1,700 or £1,800 phone new. And after less than a year, I sold it and I got $600 because there was no market for that phone. Everyone wanted the newer one, and most of the people that wanted it were, doing trade-ins, etc. So the trade-in value was extremely low. The sale price on eBay was extremely low. So it ended up being like a £900 or a £1,000 a year phone. Very, very expensive. And it's a reminder that depreciation is one of the biggest killers and one of the biggest costs of owning a smartphone. Now, so far I'm talking about buying new, and so far I'm talking about someone who buys new and changes their phone a lot. But if you take my iPhone example again, if instead of selling it after 1 year and you sold it after 2 years, then your £700 sale value might drop down to $600 or $550. So now your yearly cost might go down. Instead of being £500 a year, it's like £300 a year. And let's look at it at the other side. Say you're someone who buys that 1 year old iPhone. Instead of buying an iPhone for $1,200, if you buy it 1 year later for $700, and then you keep it a year and sell it for $550, then you've got a very good iPhone, still very good, and the yearly cost is $150, a lot cheaper than the $500 it would have cost you if you bought new. Now, I'm sure many of you are aware of this. I think most people are, but it's something I don't think we're really thinking about, and it's something we have to think about. These are big factors to consider when you're buying a phone, because generally speaking, iPhones hold their value. Generally speaking, a lot of Android phones do not. So like for like, if you've got an £800 Android phone and an £800 iPhone, in a year's time, you'll get more for the iPhone. So it's just something that you have to take into account. Think about how much the phone's going to cost you, new or used. Think about how long you're going to use it, and then think about what you'll get later on. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Please do post a comment below. I think this is an interesting topic. Let me know what your yearly cost of owning a smartphone is. If you've enjoyed the video, thumbs up, subscribe, and until next time, take care.